Welcome into the Barclay Radebaugh Show, brought to you by Cruz Chevrolet, alongside the head coach of the Big South regular season champion Bucks. My name is Kevin ORourke. Charleston Southern, a triple overtime win over High Point, and the Bucks are the #1 seed in the Big South tournament. Starts this Friday up at the HTC Center in Conway, South Carolina. And Coach, certainly more ahead of you guys, but Saturday was a truly special day.
Wow, one of the great basketball games I've ever been associated with at any level, and it certainly rivals our South Carolina wins at Kentucky and for our program. And just a great day for our seniors, an incredible environment here in the Bug Dome. Thanks so much to our students and to Bug Nation for turning out in record numbers this year, and in particular on senior night and what was termed championship night against High Point, a very good High Point team. Wow, how good are they? And well coached. Coach Cherry had his team very well prepared and ready to go. And it was an epic battle, and I don't use that word lightly. It was an epic battle, and certainly one of the best games, regular season games, in Big South Conference history.
After the game, when you got home, when did you feel like it hit you how crazy that game just was?
I was hoping I was sitting on the couch, and I said about 10 times, I said, hope I can't believe that just happened. And she was watching TV and we were watching a movie, and I said, hope I can't believe that just happened. And after about the 4th or 5th time, 10th time, she just said, Barclay, it happened, okay? Watch the movie. And it still is sinking in. I've been able to watch the film now, and the magnitude and the incredible shots that our guys made to keep us in the game. Down 5 after an emotional regulation, down 5 to come back and tie the game, and then Arlon to hit an unbelievable shot from the corner, Aaron to be so persistent with the loose ball to get it to Arlon twice, and for Arlon to hit that shot, and then to have the energy and the strength to compete in a third overtime against a very good team. High Point's one of the best mid-majors in the country, and it was just a special night, and I couldn't be happier for our 5 seniors.
What was it like in those 3 overtimes when they came to the bench in the huddle? What kind of things were said? What was their mentality like?
Well, I thought after regulation, I thought that High Point certainly had the emotional edge because we had a 2-point lead with 3 seconds to go, and when you have a lead and you lose that lead to go into overtime, the biggest job of the coach is to emotionally re-engage the players. Our guys were really down because in their mind they were 3 seconds away from a Big South championship, and then John Brown made a great play. Coach Cherry called a great play. John Brown made a great play, and then under immense pressure with the Bug Dome standing on its ear, he made 2 free throws. So you credit the quality of that play. And I just had to explain to him, that was a good play. We didn't lose that game. They won. They got it to overtime. We didn't make a mistake to lose it. They just made a great play. And we had to get them re-engaged emotionally. And that's the biggest challenge. That was our biggest challenge in that 90 seconds was, okay, it's not over. We're in overtime. We've prepared for this all season. We talk about overtime all the time, about being great for 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 50 minutes. And then we immediately go down by 5 points, and it looked grim, but Sa came up somehow with a big 3, and then we tied it up on 2 free throws, and then able to withstand that. After the first, and at the end of the second, I thought we had the emotional edge because we hit big shots. We hit big shots to get it to a second overtime and to get it to a third overtime. So I thought we had the emotional edge, and maybe High Point would be a little bit down, but they weren't. They were just as tough and just as resilient as our guys were. And then in the third overtime, to be able to get a 4-point lead and get Sa to the free throw line, he's going to make those free throws. There's no doubt when you get him to the free throw line late in the game, he's going to make those free throws. So that was kind of the emotion of it, and it was more emotion coaching and psychological coaching than it was X and O's. And our coaches had done a good job with the X and O's of telling guys what to do and just trying to get them to believe we could win after regulation, and then controlling their emotion after the first and second.
Just an instant classic of a game. Plenty of highlights to show you as we move into some highlights. senior day, final home game for 5 seniors. Will Saunders gets himself carried out here, and you guys got off to a slow start. Before the game, is it hard for you, as special as this group is to you, not to get emotional?
Yeah, it was really hard. Yeah, I was tight, and I don't get tight, Kev. I'm not a guy that gets tight. I really appreciate, as we get started in these highlights, our fans standing for 10 minutes cheering for those guys. So I want that to be said. High Point got off to a great start. We were lost a little bit. We were tight. We had some great looks. I thought Ced kept us in the game with some really good post moves, and we kind of played out of him for a while, and we just could not get shots to go down. Aaron Wheeler in this game is, nobody's talking about the effort that Aaron gave. Amazing effort, 10 offensive rebounds. It could be said that Aaron won the game for us. And so High Point Camp got off to a great start. They're really good. You have to decide how you're going to handle John, which opens up a lot of shots for their perimeter players, and they have good shooters.
1,157, the listed attendance in this one. Got a little hot in there, didn't it?
Yeah, they're 25 deep in the corners. It was really steamy, hot. I thought our training staff did a really good job of keeping our guys hydrated and ready to go.
High Point got up as many as 13 in this first half, but you guys were able to hang in the game. All things considered, only being down 6. Danny Upchurch comes off the bench. It's a big 3 upcoming here. You guys hung in, weathered the storm, so to speak.
No, we felt great about that. I told them at halftime, guys, we can't play any worse, particularly offensively, but you're doing the right stuff. You're getting to the free throw line, you're offensive rebounding, you're hustling, you're creating open looks for each other, and so we were really happy to be down 6, thankful to be down 6, and then 5 just takes over for a while. Sometimes he does that. A lot of times he does that. 5 takes over offensively, and this is just 3 back-to-back incredible shots. 2 of them from really deep. 2 of them were from Goose Creek. They were from Goose Creek.
Sa was 0 for 6 from the floor in the first half, 0 for 4 from 3. Hit his first 5 threes in less than 10 minutes of the half. He finds Will and Arlon. Arlon gets a more than friendly bounce there, and maybe a sign that it was going to be a special night for you guys.
And just look at the crowd. I can't tell you what an advantage it is when we have that many people in there. And there's 5. He's just amazing. This one, that one gets a chuckle out of you 4 days later. So just an incredible offensive display by our guys in the second half.
High Point kept making some plays as well. Game goes back and forth. Brian Richardson gets inside there for 2. And you saw the Panthers, you know all about John Brown, but they've really improved around him as well.
Oh, they got terrific players and well coached. Just a very well coached team. And it's how it's supposed to be. The teams with the 2 best records in the league meet on the final day. Great job by our conference office to be able to foresee that and to schedule that game.
Crazy final sequence here in a game that had more than a few crazy sequences. Sa misses the 3 or missed the first 3, gets the second off the turnover. I think there was about 40 seconds or so left when they missed it. What's kind of what you guys do there, usually your plan, I guess, as far as fouling or playing it out?
Yeah, we were going to play it out there. Yeah, we were going to play it out and try to get it back with the time on the clock. So then a good play by them, John making a really nice play and to get it into overtime and 2 pressure free throws. And the highlights are coming fast here because there's so many highlights and big plays. Here they go up 5 and with 2.5 minutes left, and this is a big shot. It's a really big shot for us to get it back down to 2, and then he's going to make pressure free throws. Sa's going to make pressure free throws. He has for 4 years.
We know how composed he is on the court. When you're in the huddle, does he ever say anything, or it's just the same stone-faced all the time?
He's just very composed, and he said a little bit in overtime. He used some words, and what a great follow by Cedric. Cedric's had a great year. We've been really proud of him, and his durability has been incredible.
John Brown with a tough step-back jumper there. He had 27 to lead the way for High Point. You mentioned Cedric Bowen. He gets 2 huge offensive rebounds here. Nimley goes over the 30-point mark for the 7th time in the last 14 games, and he was named, rightly so, Big South Conference Player of the Year yesterday. And here's another just big shot. We saw Arlon Harper send it to this third overtime. Will Saunders adds one. He was recognized by the conference as well. Your big three just made some big-time shots the whole game.
It's what they do. Excellent play by High Point. Great pick and roll and great find to be able to get that ball through a very small space to John, and big shot by Arlon. Arlon was big. He was really big in overtime numerous times, and they present problems because if you come off their shooters, you know, it's really hard to guard that high pick and roll against High Point. John rolls really hard. This was an amazing play to put us up 2 there, and then some free throws to get a little bit of space, Kevin, just a little bit of space between us and them, and then the nail in the coffin there, and then just a great celebration by our university, and so happy for our fans, for all the people that are associated with Charleston Southern basketball. And I mean, just a great night, just an emotional night, a big night, and just a joy to lift that trophy in front of our fans and just to let them enjoy it. I wanted them, we walked it over to them, let them touch it, let the students touch it, and just a really fun night, and one that I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Mentioned the shots by Arlon. Wasn't his night at the free throw line. He missed a couple of costly free throws, but some of the shots he hit, the one to send it into triple overtime is one of the biggest shots you'll ever see anywhere.
Yeah, I would put Arlon on the free throw line any day. He's won so many games for us over 4 years at the free throw line, and that's just like it's like a lunar eclipse. It happens every now and then that Arlon would miss 5 free throws in a game. It'll never happen again. He's such a efficient free throw shooter and tough free throw shooter. When the game's on the line, we want the ball in Arlon's hands a lot of times, and we really believe in him. So that was something that just doesn't happen very often. And to hit those big shots, he just proves his worth. I know he's third team all conference, but you and I know he's an elite player, and it's just a numbers game. The other people in the league have excellent, wonderful players also that deserve to be mentioned, and we weren't going to get 3 guys on the first 2 teams. It's just not going to happen. And so we know he's elite, and we know he's a terrific player and had a great career here.
Lots of recognition from the conference for Charleston Southern. We'll step aside for a break, come back, talk about that, as well as the Big South tournament starts for the Bucks this Friday up in Conway. You're watching the Barclay Radebaugh Show, brought to you by Cruz Chevrolet.
From Saunders, feeds it off for Will, his three-point partner in crime. He's got one from the right side. It's going to be a fun final 14 minutes plus. 48-43, High Point leads it by 5. Son Imley draws so much attention. Arlon Harper, how about that for a friendly bounce? 3 threes for Nimley, 1 for Will Saunders, 1 for Arlon Harper, 2-point game. Nimley looks to push the tempo for the Bucks. How's that for a deep pull? Nothing but nylon again. Charleston Southern gets some stops. John Brown, one of the best players in Big South history in his own right, going at Cedric Bowen, lost it, and turned it over. Here comes Son Nimley. He'll pull from way out.
Unbelievable.
And nail it. Son Nimley again. What a performance here in the second half. Charleston Southern on top by 4.
He had no doubt when he pulled up for that either. Unbelievable.
This place is absolutely nuts right now.
Man, like Coach said earlier, man, it's God's grace, man. Like I said early in the week, man, I was there with him when he was struggling to get up the stairs, man. And, I told him, you're the leader of this team. We go when you go. And I knew he didn't want to lose this game. And when he hit the first, big 3, I kind of saw the look in his eyes, and I told him, let's go. Man, and he went. And it was fun to watch, man. And
only a 2-second difference, game clock to shot clock, so the Bucks have to force pressure here, try to get a turnover, and they do. A gift, broken floor chance. Nimley almost turned it over, able to find Wheeler. And the shot clock turned off. It's CSU ball. Nimley for the lead. Got it! Does Nimley have a few more points in him? Net by Cugini on a switch. Waves Bowen away. Try to clear it out. Sa almost lost his footing. Now able to regain. Contested 3 for the tie is off. Rebound loose. Charleston Southern has it. Harper had it stripped. Wheeler gets it back. Harper for the tie. Got it!
Oh,
wow, what
my.
a shot.
Unbelievable. Great play by Aaron Wheeler to get it.
83-83, 5 seconds left. Weary guarded by Wheeler. Jumper for the lead. Nope. Will play a third overtime.
Why not? We're still here.
We've seen some just bizarre sequences in this game. Another one there. Orlon Harper had it stripped. Aaron Wheeler able to outfight Brown for the loose ball, and Harper nothing but net.
No, I definitely remember for a while. I'll be telling people this for a minute. But it was Aaron. Aaron chased down the loose ball. He got it to me. Richardson, I tried to shoot it the first time. He knocked it out of my hand. Aaron again, he scratched. He got it back from me. He got it to me again. And I will say I really didn't know how much time was on the clock. I knew we were down 3, and we had to get something up. And the ball found me. I shot it. It's just preparation, repetition.
I heard you say
And
out there the first half.
He's had some big points in this game.
Yeah, he has.
Only 11, but come at timely junctures. Nimley weaves his way through the defense, finds Harper. He's feeling it. He's got 3 more. 20 spot for Orlon Harper. And Charleston Southern surges back ahead. You can't ask for anything more if you're the Bucks 5 seniors, particularly Orlon Harper and Son Nimley. They've combined for 52. They've done it so many times in their Charleston Southern careers, trying for another here today. Charleston Southern was 1-2 in Big South Conference play, kind of an ugly start to the conference season. Then went on a 5-game winning streak. It was 4 straight Son Nimley 30-point games that spurred that streak. Bucks had an ugly loss late in the conference, or midway through the conference year to Winthrop. It was a Nimley career-high 39-point night against Radford that got them back on the right track. And it's been Son Nimley here today, just brilliant since intermission. Hits the first free throw, 35 of his 37 since halftime. This to make it a 2-score game with less than 4 seconds left. All net. Charleston Southern by 4. Goes in for Weary. The shot is off. It does not matter. And Charleston Southern, in 3 overtimes, claims its second Big South title in the last 3 years. 97-93 Bucks in one of the best basketball games you'll see anywhere.
Just an unbelievable moment for our school. We love our school. Our guys deserve that so much. They deserve it. They've worked so hard, and they were so resilient and fought and fought and fought, and they never gave up. We were on the respirator 3 times. We were just out, and they just kept fighting and kept believing. And we had to fight our emotions because we had such a great chance to win it in regulation. We had to really fight our emotions, and we did that and just came through, and I'm so proud of them.
Especially on senior night. Emotions running high. I just love the way we battled tonight, and I'm glad we're able to win another one. That's 2 in 3 years. That's the toughest thing to do in college basketball is win the regular season, and we were fortunate to do that 2 out of 3 years. So I think it's been a really successful tenure here at CSU. It really means a lot because we have 11 new players. We have 5 returners. We had a down season last year, so our whole thing, starting from the beginning, is that we're fighting every day. Every day is game 7. We're going to play every game like it's game 7. We went through a rough stretch during the year, but we knew if we turned it up and played good in conference that we'd be able to get a chance to win the championship. And we were able to do that, man. We had some tough games during the conference, but we stayed strong, stayed together, and we got another one.
Welcome back to the Barclay Radebaugh Show, brought to you by Cruz Chevrolet. Charleston Southern, the winningest regular season in program history, 19-10, 13-5 in Big South Conference play. As a result, Coach Radebaugh named Coach of the Year, Son Nimley Player of the Year, and individual honors for yourself and for Sa. I know the one for Sa is the one that probably meant the most to you.
It really did. I secretly, I'm not a big individual award guy because I believe in team awards, but I secretly really wanted him to win that award. I knew it would come down to he or John and Brown, and rightly so. And really, you could make a case that John is the player of the year because what he did for his team, but without a doubt, you can make a case that Sa is the player of the year because of what he's done for us. And you know, he led us to a regular season championship, and he was phenomenal in February. He the most productive player in the country out of every Division I school in the country. He was the most productive player in February, and 7 30-plus point games is just unheard of in college basketball. And I don't know when that's been done, and who's done that within the last decade. It'd be interesting to know if anybody's had 7, or the last person to have.
Reggie Williams from VMI, last Big South. He played in the NBA for a while, still does.
There you go. So if you associate Sa with Reggie, that's great company. Reggie's a class act and a class player and an elite player to ever play in this league, and Sa is too. Sa is one of the best players to ever play in this league, and will be remembered as such.
Coach of the Year honors for yourself, second regular season title in 3 years. Your 10th season as head coach has to be a pretty special last couple of years for you.
It has. It's been a lot of fun, and it's you know, the challenge now is for us to keep this at one of the best programs in our league, which is going to be a tremendous challenge in losing 5 seniors, and we hope to play another month, but we really want to do that. And Coach of the Year is a collective effort. I mean, it's our coaching staff is just the best. There's no coincidence that we really turned when BJ and Ahmad got here. Tyler Murray's been a great addition to our program. The rest of our basketball staff just works tirelessly. Guys like you that just work so hard and are so focused and passionate about CSU basketball, and the rest of our athletic administration that works so hard so that we can shine. We get to go out on the court with the bright lights and with the arena packed and play on the tee. We get to do all that stuff, but there's so many people that work so hard to make that possible. So I've been in it a long time. I'm very thankful for the Coach of the Year, but that is a collective award. I wish I could chop it into about 15 pieces and give it to all our assistant ADs and administrators and guys and assistant coaches and guys that really have just as much input on the day-to-day success of our program as I do. And I mean that sincerely. Our coaches have just as much input and work harder than I do. They're amazing.
Talked about Arlon a bit in the first segment. Will Saunders, only a second-year senior for you guys, but a guy who's had a big impact, and great to see him recognized because his all-around game has really improved this year.
He's had significant improvement from the day he stepped on campus until today, and a lot of that has been to do with our assistant coaches putting a ton of time, but the lion's share of the work has been Will. He's in the gym every day. He attacks his weaknesses. He's not afraid to talk about his weaknesses. He has perfected almost his craft. At 6'7", his ability to get shots off in our league is amazing. He's a pressure player. I'm just really glad that the coaches in our league recognized Will, because it's so easy to talk about the Arlons and the Sas and the John Browns and the elite players in our league. That Will, to get on in an 11-team league, to be one of the top 10, recognized as one of the top 10 players, I'm really happy for him to be rewarded for his hard work.
A lot to be proud of. Now you try to regroup and go after the Big South tournament. 20 wins on the table, going to the NCAA tournament on the table. Obviously, take it one at a time. Figure your guys are going to be hungry for that.
Yeah, we've got some experience in it. You know, BJ and I did it at South Carolina when we won the regular season, and then had a little bit of a disappointing postseason with going out in the second round of the SEC tournament and then losing in the first round of the NCAA tournament. And so it can happen. We had the best head coach in the country in Eddie Fogler at that point, and so it can happen. And we got to be real tough-minded. We got to put all this behind us starting Tuesday in practice. We have to we'll celebrate this. We'll take time. Winning the regular season is a significant accomplishment, and we'll celebrate it. But right now, we gotta put it. We won the silver medal, but the gold medal is still out there. And if any team, us, Coastal, any High Point, Gardner-Webb, anybody thinks that they're going to be able to go in this conference tournament without it being an absolute fist fight, then we're all mistaken. It's going to be 3 consecutive heavyweight fights, and our first round opponent is going to be Longwood or Presbyterian, who we really struggled with on the road, both of them, and both of them were tough games, and it's 2 very well coached teams and with really good players, and we're not even thinking about the second round. We're just hoping to get to the second round, and it's going to be a fight. It's going to be whoever wins it is going to be will have earned it. They will have earned it, and because it's 3 heavyweight fights, and you got to have a heavyweight fight. You got to get everything taken care of and your body back ready to go, and then put the gloves on the next day and fight again against somebody that's just as good. And then you got to do it, if you make it to the finals, you got to do it again against a team who's just as good. And it's going to be an amazing tournament. I'm really looking forward to participating in it, and our guys will take a great deal of confidence in it. Our goal is to make sure that they stay as hungry and as focused as they were during the 18-game marathon. We now have a 100-yard dash in front of us. See if we can win the 100-yard dash. We just finished the marathon, and our guys will be up for it. They're winners. They're winners. They know how to win, and we'll be ready to fight. Whether we can win it or not, I don't know, and I don't think any team knows that. But we'll be ready to fight. Those guys know this is their last chance to get to the NCAA tournament.
Be a fun weekend of basketball, that's for sure, up in Myrtle Beach. Charleston Southern again, the quarterfinal round, they'll play either Presbyterian or Longwood. That game at 12 noon. If you can make the 2-hour drive up the coast, certainly do so at the HTC Center. If not, you can watch on ESPN3. For Barclay Radebaugh, my name is Kevin ORourke. Thanks for watching the Barclay Radebaugh Show, sponsored by Cruise Chevrolet.